I'm Jordan Odell, so I'm from NIST PSCR, so the National Institute for Standards and Technology, in the Public Safety Communications Research Division. Been there about 8 years. So I'm a bachelor's of engineering in electrical engineering, University of Alaska Fairbanks, and then finished up a master's just recently at University of Colorado Boulder in their cybersecurity technology and policy program. It was kind of a cold call. I got kind of lucky. So my first manager there was a graduate from my university, and they called up the engineering department, and my name came up on the list, and I suppose the rest is history. So I'm a mission critical research team research engineer, and that's a pretty nebulous title, but I end up running or participating in the research projects that come down the pipe. So that can be anything from radio quiet zone testing to being a firefighter for a day and going out and training with the Loveland Fire Department to make sure I understand their use cases and their technologies. So one of the big projects that one of the big drives that we have with PSCR, or through PSCR, is to partner with vendors. We've built up quite the test bed in our lab. So these lab capabilities kind of allow us to plug and play different components that first responders may be interested in, different offerings, new offerings, and test those as we've really gone into the community of first responders and understood their use cases and brought that back. So we have land mobile radio that we can hit as an endpoint. We have broadband that we can hit as an endpoint. We can do push-to-talk calls, all of that kind of thing. Yeah, so specifically with the Telewave deployable, deployable broadband is just this perennially emerging technology that keeps growing and growing and growing. And as the ecosystem for application functions, so kind of the bells and whistles you can put on that system increase, we just expect that this will become more and more ubiquitous, right? I have a dream one day that I'll see a fire truck with its own broadband core and push-to-talk servers, So you can reach ahead and think of really interesting use cases, and those use cases have really come down into some research projects for us. Broadband deployables, whether it be on a trooper patrol vehicle or a firefighter rig or on a UAS, right, in support of off-network coverage. Deployables and private broadband networks allow us maximum flexibility and topology of the network, right? And so having the capability to drop in a broadband core, and especially if it's integrated with mission critical services, is really something, right? We haven't seen that in commercial components so far. And that's what we see with the Telewave system. That's what our research is doing. No, and to be honest, that keeps me going, because there's a lot of things I can't imagine that I hear about all the time, and it's awesome to be proved wrong, right? The amount of advancement in broadband has been amazing to watch. I just haven't even been here that long. When I first came on, I think we were finalizing REL 15, and that was kind of the first proof of concept for PTT, and there were no MCPTT servers and all that kind of thing. So it's been wonderful to work with vendors in that space, and then now to incorporate their offerings into other components. And I'm definitely looking forward to the day when I walk up to a trooper truck and I see something I recognize in there. Well, I would highlight we're not a certifications body, right? We participate in standards. We're happy to set them if there's nobody else working on them. But really, we're here to facilitate kind of a raising tide rises all ships kind of situation, where we want to see good standards come and be put into products, and we want to see those products certified, and we want to see folks using them in use cases that they're intended. Yeah, certainly. So PSCR has kind of 5 research areas. Let's see if I can rattle them off here. So mission critical services, which we've talked about just a bit. So we're very interested in specifically D2D in the upcoming years. So we'll see where that takes us. That's one of those that I can't wrap my head around, but I'll be eternally hopeful. And so we also have location-based services. We're very interested in the Z-axis space, in building tracking, that kind of thing. We've got a security portfolio. I think we partnered with FBI concerning some prize challenges of fingerprint readers over smartphone apps and stuff like that. Human interfaces, so we have an AR group that does simulated firefighter EMS trainings, cognitive load studies, and that kind of thing. They've built kind of an augmented warehouse where folks can run around in VR and do those kind of tests. One of my favorite parts of my day is when I get to interface with industry, right? NIST is not an ivory tower. We have a lot of PhDs and there's certainly an air of academia, but PSCR is wonderful in how much it takes on public safety stakeholders, how much it engages with industry stakeholders, and I think the relationship that we have with Telewave has been a great example of that.